Hi Earth Signs, this is Paulette from Water Chariot Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your second half of February, your love reading. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into your message. So your main oracle message is transition. So this card has to do with two worlds transitioning into each other. So there is an opportunity for you right now in love, where there's going to be an ending and then there's going to be transitioning into a new beginning. So something is happening right now where life is beckoning you to make some changes. Okay, so there's something currently going on in your relationship where either something in the relationship needs to end so it can move forward into a new level in the relationship, or it's actually you're making a decision to end the relationship so you can be free to move on to something brand new later on in the future. So you are in transition right now. Okay, so that is your main message. Now, what's coming in as far as the energy, you have shadow self. And so your shadow self has to do with things that we deal with that we keep hidden from everyone else, including your partner. There's just some things that personally we battle with mentally or emotionally, and we don't share these aspects of ourselves because this is something that we may feel that they may not understand, they may not get it, or it might be a fear-based situation. You're going to be afraid of how they might react. But this also has to do with just certain things that we need to work on in our own lives that we have to make some changes about. So, like I said, I think I had this card for Aries, I believe. So some of you may be dealing with an Aries. But this is a situation where, you may feel like some parts of you, there's certain things that are a weakness, that is not in a positive, it doesn't have like a positive light to it. And these are things that kind of like make you make decisions, and sometimes the decisions you make don't come out to your best benefit, and it's because you're working under your shadowy self. And so sometimes if we have a habit of operating in fear, we make decisions off of our fear. And sometimes, of course, when you base it off of fear, you're not going to get the, the results that you want. So it could be anything. Your shadow self could be anything that you've been dealing with for a very long time. So the cards that came out for this is the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So what is happening here is that you have a situation, a relationship where you're wanting for there to be a union. You're wanting there to be like a working of together, because Pentacles has to do with working with one another, coming together, and just doing your best with one another. And so if this is a relationship, a current relationship that you're dealing with, at one point you're wanting this relationship to go into a place where you're both working equally together to bring this relationship and union and have it go a specific way. But what's happening is that it came out with the Five of Pentacles, so there is a huge lack of you guys working together right now currently. And it's putting you in a place of, the Seven of Wands, where you feel like you have, you're feeling like you're being fought against, like there's a resistance in this relationship. And you're probably trying to figure out why. Maybe this whole situation is putting you into a shadowy place, where it's making you fear that things are not going to work out, or it's making you feel down about the situation, but you're not telling the person that. You're not speaking about the situation. But mostly what's going on here is that there's a lack and you're feeling left out in the situation. And probably mentally you're going through this situation, or emotionally as well. You feeling maybe depressed from the situation. Like they're not coming up to par to what you're looking for right now. And so you feel like you've been fighting to get to a specific place, but at the same time, you're feeling the resistance, and you're feeling left out, and you're not getting exactly what you're looking for in this relationship. Okay? And so that's what's putting you in that shadow self. It's putting you into that dark place that you're not discussing with them right now. Okay, so the action that's going to be taken is trust. Okay, so this can go two ways. It could go where you're being told and guided to trust yourself. Trust the choices that you're about to make in the relationship right now, or one that you're kind of like dealing with. You're not really in one, but you're dealing with one, and you guys are not full on yet, and you're wanting it to be. But it's telling you to trust the decisions that you're about to make. If you're feeling a specific way as far as the relationship, and you feel like maybe it's time for me to pull back, then trust that you need to do that. Don't second guess yourself. Okay, because sometimes our shadowy self can make us doubt ourselves. They can make us second guess ourselves, and at the same time, it could also keep us from making changes and facing the reality of our relationships. And so remember, Spirit is guiding you to make transitions, to move into a different level, move into a different chapter into your life when it's concerning this relationship. If you notice, the deer is here, and in some places, in some countries, the deer represents healing. It represents fertility and love. And so these are all the things that you're wanting in order to have trust with someone. You want to have some kind of growth with a person. You're wanting love from this person. You're wanting, like, if something did happen where this person put you in a place where you couldn't trust them, you're wanting them to help heal the situation between you and them. Spirit could also be guiding you to trust this person, but we're going to see what the tarot cards come out with this, because that may not be the case. But if that is the case, after dealing with things you have gone through with this person, maybe there is a transition where, they broke your trust, and now they're trying to work hard. Later on, they're going to work hard to try to get back your trust. But I'm not sure, because here it's showing that there was a resistance. So I feel like it has to do with you trusting the decisions you're about to make, trusting the transition that's coming in of endings and new beginnings. So let's see what comes out with it, okay? So the first card you got is the Devil. Second card is the Chariot. And the third card is the Three of Wands. So, okay. So what's happening here with trust is that... Oops, I put this backwards. I believe the Chariot was second. Okay. So what's happening with the trust card is that you're realizing and you're trusting in what you're seeing in the situation. You're seeing that this relationship was something that wasn't healthy. You guys were bound together for the wrong reasons. When it comes to the Devil, it's not just one person doing the wrong. It has to do with two people coming together and being open to being bound to one another. Because if you really didn't want the relationship and you noticed from the beginning that it was wrong and you need to pull away, you would have done that. But with the Devil card, because it has two people, it shows that both were willing parties. So it's not just one person. It could have been like, the other person was addicted to other things, or they brought the relationship to be, to work in a toxic way. But the thing is that the other person accepted that and allowed for that behavior to happen. And then both of you decided to go into this toxic relationship willingly. So it's not just one person, it's two people that allowed for this to continue and to happen. But you're starting to see, you're starting to open your eyes that this relationship is not in a healthy place, and it's not working for your benefit, and it's keeping you bound to unhealthy habits. So maybe the unhealthy habits could be that you guys are always fighting. You guys are always yelling at each other. There's a lot of verbal abuse. Maybe there could be where, you guys are constantly checking up on them because you feel that you have this fear that they're cheating on you. It could be that they're always jealous. There's jealousy in the relationship. There's like no trust, like everything fear-based, everything negative. It's not a good relationship right now, and you're starting to see that. You're starting to trust what you feel emotionally, starting to trust your intuition that this relationship is very unhealthy and is not going in the direction that you've been wanting. And so you have decided to go ahead and be a chariot, and you're realizing, okay, this relationship is toxic. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to do my best to follow my intuition and move away. So it aligns with the transition card. In order for you to transition to something else, you have to take action and you have to move. You need to move forward. Either we stay where we're at, or we go on and move on to something that is more beneficial for us and that's going to bring something good in our relationship. And so you're realizing, okay, it's time for me to move. It's time for me to go where I feel that's the best thing for me, where I feel like I'm not going to be stuck in these unhealthy patterns with somebody else. And so the Three of Wands also showed up. And so while you're moving, trying to make those moves and take that action to move away from something that was unhealthy, the Three of Wands, where you're going to end up being is in a position where you know that everything's available to you. Everything's open to you now. Once you make that move, you trust that you will find exactly what you're looking for, but you have to place yourself out there. You trust that you're going to be placing yourself out there to see what is available for you that is healthy for you. The Three of Wands is there to show us that we have to put in action. Wands has to do with action. It has to do with planning. It has to do with movement. So you are waiting to see, okay, what is out there that is better than what I have right here that is not healthy? What is good for me? What is beneficial for me? Where do I need to go? Even if it's like, honestly, this is one thing I'm going to have to say. I have never encouraged anybody to jump into another relationship after they dealt with one that wasn't working. It's always good to find healing first. Find ways to be alone for a little while before you jump into anything else. Because what happens is when we don't give ourselves time to heal or to deal with our shadow self, we bring in the same situation into a different relationship, or sometimes we attract the same behavior but with a different person. So earth signs, I am giving you healthy advice. If you're going to be making moves and getting away from something that was unhealthy, something that was addictive in the relationship that wasn't good for you, Spirit is telling you that there is other things available that are healthier for you. And if you notice the boat over there, it has to do with our ships coming in, and those ships bring in cargo. They bring in things that we need. And so help is on the way. This card also has to do with help. So it could be that you are going to be getting away from the situation. And once you get into that chariot mode, you're going to use your intuition and you're going to go somewhere where you know you're going to get the right kind of help to get away from what is not healthy in the relationship. This is for some of you, not all of you. If some of you are dealing with something abusive in the relationship, you're realizing how toxic and bad it is, you're going to reach out to family members or friends or somebody that's going to come out and help you escape the situation. Help is going to be on the way, but you got to You got to put yourself in the position to make the moves. Okay, you have to do the action. You can't expect people to save you if you're not willing. So go ahead and get into that chariot, run your ass out of this unhealthy relationship, and keep yourself open to healing, the opportunities that are out there for you to grow, for you to expand in your life, for you to travel and find new things that are going to bring you back into balance, bring you back to being that earth sign that you are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go to our next card. So this is what you need to know. And so what you need to know is choice. So remember, we have actually been talking about choices, decisions, transitioning. And I know this has to do with challenges as well, because it seems like this relationship that you have dealt with, it was a big challenge. So what you need to know is that there is a choice that you have to make. And it's for your betterment of your life. If you want a good relationship, you're going to have to make a choice, a sacrifice to let go of something that was not working, something that was keeping you behind, something that wasn't growing, and make a choice to go and be free from this situation and go somewhere where you will grow, where you will have the love that you're deserving, have someone that treats you like a king or queen that you are, and gives you the respect that you need. There's a choice that needs to be made. But if you notice that choices go in different directions. So if you notice there's a path that goes up this way, there's a path that goes here, a path that goes up. There's paths that lead you down to a smaller path. There's paths that lead you that keep going. There's like no ending to them. And then there's some paths that actually take you somewhere where you can actually stay and be fruitful and grow. And since we're talking about relationships, there's a choice that you need to make in this relationship. Am I going to stay here and continue with these unhealthy patterns, or am I going to move forward somewhere else where I am going to grow, where I am going to have true love, and this person's going to respect me and I respect them, and there's an equal give and take. But if you notice, she's looking at a ball there. She's looking for the answers. But you already have the answers within you, because obviously you are seeing the Devil card. You saw it. You trust in yourself enough to see that there's something wrong in the situation that you're in, and you need to trust yourself to move away from it, and that's what you're trying to do. So you already know that the answer that you're looking for, it's already in you. You already know what it is, and you know what you need to do. Okay? And so the cards that came out with it is the Five of Cups. You got the Justice. And you got the Ace of Cups. Okay. So for the Five of Cups, this whole situation really did put you through the ringer emotionally. Obviously, you can see that. The Five of Cups is going through sadness, knowing that something did not work and go in your favor emotionally. Knowing that you have to make a choice is also going to make you feel disappointed and sad. And sometimes this card has to do with mourning the loss of someone. And so you're realizing that this person that you have put in the work with, been wanting to work with, you're eventually going to have to let it go and move away from it. You spend so much time with them, and so it's time. And so the way they dealt with you as well, it put you in this position of lack and sadness and maybe even depression. But if you notice, this card is showing a woman who's mourning emotionally, but connected to her, wrapping her around her, is the moon. And the moon illuminates things at times. Sometimes it could be illusions, sometimes things are hidden. But in this card, it's actually illuminating to her what she needs to do. It's giving her an advice. You are connected to the moon. You're connected to emotions. You're connected to your intuition. You're connected to things, to spirit, and it's allowing you to go through your sadness. But at the same time, spirit is telling you that it's okay to go through it, but don't dwell in it too long, but find your way to get out of it. Get out of the sadness, okay? And so you do need to make a choice in something that did not make you happy, that put you out, that stressed you out, and that emotionally it didn't go exactly what you wanted it to go emotionally, okay? And so the justice is coming in as well, as far as the choice, and maybe you are the justice. You are the one who's using your intellect, using your wisdom, you're using knowledge, you're using everything available, all the tools available to you, not just your emotions, not just your anger. You're using even friends, you're using everything to make a just choice in the situation. So that's what you're working on right now. After this lack, you're gonna, decide to bring justice into this situation, and you're gonna trust whatever you decide to do in this choice. You're gonna go ahead and do it and bring justice into the situation, okay? And because the Ace of Cups came out right next to the Justice, you're going to be making a choice and bringing down justice to something, into the relationship, that maybe the person was trying to offer you something brand new. They know that maybe you've been trying to leave the situation and they keep holding you back. But it could also be that you're realizing that you're deciding not to give the Ace of Cups. And in this card, in this deck, it's a little bit different. It's two people. You see one hand extending and the other hand taking. And so she is willing and she is in full flight to take that cup that's being offered to her. And so it has to take two people who are willing to give love to one another and offer this brand new cup of love. But you're feeling like you need to make some type of justice choice in this situation that, maybe this person's offering you right now. Or maybe you're just feeling like you have to make a choice and pass down, justice to this situation that at one point you did want something brand new with this person. You want things to change, but you might change your mind now. This could also go in a way where after the lack, after the sadness, you decide to go and do justice and, get from the situation what you deserve. And then after you're done doing and making the choices you have made, you're going to be set free to find the love that you deserve. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on to your outcome. And so your outcome is gentleness. Okay? So gentleness has to do with doing things that are different than what you're used to. And so in this case, since you're dealing with a relationship, it could be that while you're trying to go through a transition and you're realizing that things are not up to par in the relationship, and if you do make a choice to move away from them, how you come across to them needs to come out different from you. First, you need to be gentle with yourself. Give yourself time to take all of this information in, make the right choice that you feel is the right choice, and be confident in it and trust the choice that you are making. And, give yourself some time to just deal with it and take in all the information. Be gentle with you, Earth signs, okay? Because sometimes it's not always easy to walk away from relationships that we have been putting all our energy into, okay? And then also being gentle in how you're going to let this person know what you're planning to do. So the way that you would have done it prior, Spirit is telling you not to do it in that way anymore. If you tend to be the type that when you break up with someone or walk away from someone or asking for a change in the relationship, maybe the way you come off, it comes off in a way where the person will not receive it. The way that you would normally say it is something that needs to change, but you need to come from a gentle place and come with a different approach. So that way this person can receive the message that you're telling them and receive it correctly. So that way they can let you move on and do what you need to do. So if you decide to move away from them, they'll be like, okay, well, if that's what you want, okay, then I'm okay. If it's to work things out and make things better, realizing that this relationship just took a bad turn and you're wanting it to turn in a different place where you no longer lacking emotionally and receive what you want, this person's going to listen to what you have to say, receive the message, and be able to say, you know what, I am so sorry. I'm sorry that I have made you feel this way for so long. I'm glad that you, and this could also be that you're going to be revealing your shadow self, things that you have been dealing with concerning this relationship that you haven't shared before. And they're going to be thinking, wow, like, well, thank you for sharing all of this. I didn't know that you're holding on to all of this stuff. And they'll be able to receive it and make the right actions to accommodate you. Okay, so the way that you're planning to come to them, that needs to change. You need to come to them in a different way where they're able to receive the message. Okay, and so the cards that are coming in for this is the Six of Swords, the Moon, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and you got the last card, the Queen of Pentacles. There you are. Okay, so what's going on here for the Six of Swords is you have decided, after dealing with yourself and giving yourself time to heal and, you know, think of the choices that you're going to make, you're going to be gentle enough with yourself to realize, okay, I need to make some moves. I need to get out of this mentally. I need to get out of what's been stressing me out and making me feel lack. Your mindset is going to be changing and you're going to be making some movement forward and getting away from, you know, what's keeping you in this state of mind. Okay, in the state of mind of lack. The next card that you've got is the Moon card. And so the Moon card is things that are hidden. It could be, you know, it has to do with, you know, things that would look normal, you know, on top, but on the inside, everything's going chaotic. It's crazy. It's all hidden. So, I mean, you can see a perfectly healthy person just walking down the street. But if you actually took out time to talk to them, on the inside, they're battling cancer. You can't see the cancer. They, you know, they just found out about it. It's in early stages, so they still have their hair. They still look great. They haven't gone through chemo, none of that. They just look normal to you. But because you took time to actually talk to them, they express to you and tell you exactly what is going on internally. And internally, things are not well. And so what's happening right now is that, you know, with you moving away, you're trying to get away from the chaos, trying to get away from the fear, trying to get away from the illusions of this whole relationship, getting away from just things not going the way they're supposed to go and things being so hidden. Like everybody else can see you guys together and they would never know that you guys are going through things in the home. Only you guys know that you guys are dealing with a lot of issues with each other because you guys keep it to yourselves. But nobody knows what's really going on. Okay. What's next is the Three of Cups. And so this has to do with celebration and getting together and happiness and joy. And so if you are planning to move away mentally and making the right choices and getting away from things that are hidden, things that are not working, the illusions of the relationship, Eventually you're going to get to the place where once you move away and make the right choice, it's going to bring you joy. It's going to bring you back exactly what you've been looking for. And look at, you have the Eight of Wands. So that means that there is going to be conversations, there is going to be communication, and you might be communicating with this person about how you truly feel. And here you are, Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be letting them know how you feel, what's going on with you. And you're just going to, be in your highest vibration. And so maybe how you're going to get things across is going to be a bit different, but you're still going to remain you. Okay? And how you're going to get this across. So this is all I have for you. Now that I'm looking at it, this could also be that maybe while you do make the decision and decide to get away from this situation, they might try to talk to you and keep you from moving forward. And you're going to be standing in your earth element. And so, earth signs are very productive people. They work hard on things, but they're also stubborn as hell. Once they dig their heels, that's it. If you made a choice, I think you're going to make a permanent one. And that's what transitions is all about. We know that we have to move from one thing and go on to the next. And that's making a conscious decision that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to let anybody else tell me not to. I already made up my mind, and this is what's going to happen. And so this is where you're headed right now. You're going into a transition, and you're going to something that is new, something that is better for you, something that is lighter and workable for you. And if this means that you're going to be going on your own to just be happy on your own, then that's what you're going to do. Okay, so this is all I have for you, Earth signs. So let me know in the comments if this really did resonate for you. Okay, take care.